and 8 o'clock. Ooh.
What was that?
It was like my gullet.
Captain Gurgles over there.
Welcome to Altitude After Dark on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Also on all of your digital channels that you may peruse as we're licking our wounds from a 31-7 beatdown. Now, we got to be a little careful here. Now, this is a treat for y'all listening on the radio. No commercials for the next hour. But I'll just let you know, we usually curse on this show when we're doing the digital thing at home. And we just got to be a little careful. That's all. Just a fair warning. Did we lose, Nate Kreckman, did we lose Mike Sanford? Did we lose Coacher already?
He's just wandering around. He's aimless. Without the ability to use curse words, it's as though he has become absent to all of us. He doesn't know how to talk about this game without the courtesy of the F-bomb.
All of your favorite stars from the Altitude Sports Radio galaxy have been invited. These are the only 3 people who have shown up so far.
the only losers that bothered to show.
Oh, we got somebody else. Tyler's in the mix. He's just getting there. Tyler Columbus joins us as well. Good afternoon. Good evening, Tyler. How are you, my friend? Oh, wait.
Hi, boys. I'm trying to find it. I got bad camera angles here.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, we just a minute and a half into the show, we lost Coach.
Yeah,
I don't know what
he's
happened.
Gone.
Usually
Coach couldn't handle it.
By the way, Tyler, if you want to improve your camera angle, just point it away from your face.
Hey, that was funny, Dave. That was funny. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, here we go.
Up and everything. Like, I look nice. I got like my hair slicked back. Like people got to see this.
Well, I'm glad you prepared for the show. That's important to know. Yep. Let's go around the room. Tyler, start with you, my man. It was since your Super Bowl championship, they were last in the playoffs, and this was the next game. Your overall thoughts?
Yeah, look, that was an ass kicking, right? But I honestly, I can't even manufacture being pissed off about it. I can't look.
Can I guess I'll send you a reminder because we are on the radio now too.
I actually did forget that.
We heard.
I saw the email twice, once from Kevin and once from you. And I did forget that, so I appreciate that reminder.
Watch your GD effing language tonight.
I just could sense there was something else about to happen there.
Yeah, it was hiding in that beard. It was kind of like curled up inside right there.
So I'm sorry, just finish your thought.
No. I mean, long story short is I just can't even manufacture getting angry about the game because I guess the way the season ended, I really didn't have any false expectations of winning it, but I genuinely did think that they were going to represent well. I mean, I said it multiple times this week. With all my heart, I thought they were going to go out there and have a good battle. But even with the butt kicking that they got, I did better that time. Even with the butt kicking that they got, I just can't even manufacture being ticked off about it because I just didn't have any realistic expectations going into the game.
Coach, overall thoughts?
So I understand that the FCC is watching intently, and I am allowed to say this word. So I am going to say that my ass is pretty chapped right now. Okay.
What's stirring the bees in your bonnet, as they might say?
There's a couple things. I mean, first off, I did think that the Broncos matched up well with the Buffalo Bills, and I actually think the defense matched up well. It wasn't a great performance, but it was a bit of a bend but don't break performance. And if you look at the Denver Broncos offensive unit, and I know it's missing a lot of pieces. You don't have an elite number 1 receiver. You have a rookie quarterback. You don't have the running back position to me is one of the biggest debacles of the 2024 campaign. Just the organization of it. What are we doing? Like Tyler Bidet today? What? Huh?
What was that?
What was that? But you had 8 drives offensively, okay? And 4 of those drives were essentially 3 and outs or 4 and outs. So 50% of your drives were you did not do your part, Sean Payton, the play caller, of keeping your defense off the field. All right? So that falls on you.
All right. Here is Sean Payton's explanation. about Bidet and Estime?
Just running style with what we felt like we were going to do running wise. Now you wouldn't know it because I don't know how many handoffs we even had in the game, but we felt like for this game that was something we wanted to do.
Okay, that's a bad explanation.
Really bad.
That is a problematic explanation. And let me tell you why. Because especially look at the second half, okay? That's where this thing got away. It's 10-7 at the half. You doinked a field goal. Could have been tied at the half. So you did okay in the first half for a road playoff game in a 2-7 matchup. You come out in the second half. In the third quarter, they put up 2 3-and-outs, and the Bills in the 3 drives around that scored 18 points. That was the ball game there. And he's talking about running style and what he was trying to do. I don't know what the hell he's talking about right there, because on those 3-and-outs, they both were run, throw 3-and-outs on third and long situations on third down, and all 4 of those runs were directly up the gut, which, like, when we talked this morning and we saw that Bidet was active and Estime was out, I said this morning to you guys, like, okay, they're going to be testing the edges. This is find the green grass on the outside and use your speed out there. And instead, what Sean did was try and run the ball directly up the gut into the heart of that Buffalo defense, where they have big defensive tackles in there. Like Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver are not small dudes, and they're running right up the gut. Why is Estime not in the game getting those carries? If that was how you wanted to run the ball, if running style was what you were after today, then you played the wrong dudes. That is not a good explanation.
I couldn't agree with any of that anymore. And honestly, I just really question look, man, we saw what happened to Riley Moss when he came back from injury, right? And he was not the same dude. Riley Moss was phenomenal the entire season. He gets banged up for the month of December, and he comes back and he gets his butt whipped, right? So we're going into the playoffs, and we're like, okay, our grand idea here is to bring a dude off the IR who ended up with, I don't know, what was it, 3 carries or whatever it was in the entire two for 8 yards, right? I think it was 2 for 8 yards if I remember correctly. And yeah, that's the grand idea. Look, I don't know what the deal was with Audric Estime the whole year. I don't get that. I mean, is the dude fumbling every day in practice? Does he not know the playbook? Clearly there was something. He was in the doghouse all year long, but I didn't know just how deep in the doghouse he was until today. Today I really realized how deep he was. I just thought they didn't trust him before, and today I was like, oh, they hate this dude.
Anybody else on that decision?
Actually, I have one other thing I wanted to bring up here on that very decision. And I don't feel like we talk about this very much in football or in the NFL, but Tyler and Coach, you guys could probably expand on this better than I can. So in the NBA, we always talk about building up the confidence of a young player, and you don't want to push a player too fast and then send him back to the bench and mess him up. Think about how careful the Nuggets were with Peyton Watson early on in his career. He had that good end of the season, and then they didn't put him in the postseason. And a lot of the justification was, well, you don't want to watch a guy like that get roasted in the postseason. That could be bad for him. So you sort of treat guys with kid gloves a little bit. You think about their confidence in that development. What is benching Audric Estime in a playoff game do to that guy? Like what is that? What is he thinking this entire off season? What does this do to his development? Doesn't do anything. Am I thinking about this too much?
No, what I would say, and Tyler, you could agree or disagree with me on this, but after going through really an 18 game season with Audric Estime and showing some positive flashes, would we all agree that there were some things that I liked? Like the first half of the Chargers game was probably the best resemblance of any form of good running game we've seen all year, and it was largely with a physical running back that was seeing it well. He was running the correct footwork and tracks, and looked like he was making good decisions. I just don't think Audric Estime is in the plans for the future.
No.
That'd be my, pretty simple as that, for whatever reason.
Well, clearly Javonte Williams would not be in the future either. Okay,
but then he's a bell cow today out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, they've done that about 3 or 4 times this year, though.
Why, guys? Tyler, make it make sense for me. You've been in NFL locker rooms.
I got to laugh a little bit. You call the bell cow the running back who had 7 carries.
7 carries.
Correct.
Yeah. We're really leaning on him. I mean, let's face it, dude. They barely had the football. Isn't that the bigger story today, Tyler? They barely had the ball.
41-19 time of possession. They got housed.
Yeah, that's not a good way to live. That's not good living right there. I mean, look, our defense hung in there, right? They hung in there in the first half, and
Right.
but you stay on the field that long, that dam's going to get a few cracks, and that crack is, that thing's going to explode. The floodgates are going to freaking open off that dam, and it did. And you knew Josh Allen was going to get his at some point, but going into halftime, down 10-7. I'm sitting here thinking, like, all right, let's go.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it should have been 10-10 with the doink, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It doinked the field goal. It could have been 10-10. But it was a house of cards. And even in the first half, you knew it. It was a house of cards. It was just a matter of time until it folded.
Coach?
yeah. I mean, I still think that the time of possession battle, much is going to be made, and there's certainly the spinsters are out there, and I actually think there's some internal Broncos franchise spinster spin game happening about why the Broncos were on the field for 41 minutes defensively, and I think a lot of that, if it's coming from maybe a Sean Payton camp, it's because Vance Joseph's defense couldn't get off the field, and I agree with part of that, but time of possession, getting off the field is it's three phases of the football team that does play a role in that. And like I said, that when you have 8 possessions as an offense for the Denver Broncos unit offensively, and 4 of those are essentially 3 and out or a 4 and out, that also does lead to a disastrous time of possession type of a game. And I think it went hand in hand.
We welcome to the show Alex Ryanemi. Raj, good to see you, my man. Some thoughts about the game as we're kind of getting to things. Your overall impressions, brother?
I mean, of the game or of the season? The season was great. The game was.
We haven't got to the season yet. We'll get to the season. Let's look at the game for a second.
For the first 90 seconds, the game was it was great. I had an awesome time for as much as it takes me to like scarf down a shot and stop it from throwing up, but the rest of the game was terrible. The defense got shredded. And I know we were talking about it this morning of like, oh, is Josh Allen really the MVP? Yeah, he showed you why he's that dangerous. That guy is terrifying. You couldn't stop him. He was damn near perfect on third down. And we didn't talk about James Cook nearly enough. They looked outmatched. Does it make me upset about what the season was? Not at all.
Okay, we'll get to the season in just a second. Will Vance Joseph be the defensive coordinator here next year, Coach?
I don't believe he will be. I think that there's going to be some things that play out over the course of the next several weeks, and I feel like that this is a growing conversation that I've felt over the course of the last several weeks, months, and I think that ultimately Sean Payton will want to assess blame for the failings of this postseason and the failings against good football teams in this calendar year that you just completed with somebody. And I think it'll be with Vance Joseph. And I don't think he's not going to get a head coaching job, and he will be a defense coordinator elsewhere this coming season.
Also,
Nate?
what's the thing that we know about Sean? He wants to have his people in the building. Dennis Allen is available. As soon as he got fired from the Saints, I was like, look out, VJ. This guy could be coming for your job. Now, Andy's been telling me maybe Jim Leonard could be the guy that could be next in line to take that gig, that Sean likes him an awful lot. But you're absolutely right about that. Like, Sean Payton is going to be looking for the sword to fall somewhere. And it's probably going to hit VJ because, again, they couldn't get off the field to save their life. Did you guys see that stat, by the way? 250 yards passing and at least 200 yards rushing. No team had done that in a postseason game since the 2012 Niners.
Wow.
And the Bills did that to the Broncos today. Like, that level of balance to just completely kick the ever-living crap out of this Denver defense. And Coach is dead on. Like, the Broncos offense did nothing to help those guys whatsoever. They were just constantly punting. Hey, at least the fake punt was cool.
It was sweet.
awesome.
It was sweet. Almost
that
missed
was-
the throw. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, one thing that's really unique about this didn't get off the field defensive storyline that we're talking about. We talked about Josh Allen being perfect on third down today.
Mm-hmm.
Bills were 8 of 15 on third down today. Man, that's not. I mean, it's good. You want to be
It's
like
good.
as a goal, you want to be about around 50%. But that doesn't, like, the carpet doesn't exactly match the drapes with regards to not getting off the field, right? I mean, let's just call it like it is. 8 of 15 does not equal 42 minutes of time of possession on third.
2 of 2 on fourth down too. They converted
Correct.
2 fourth downs.
Agreeable.
I mean,
Yeah,
Josh Allen's a freebie. So
Don't forget there were a couple of Trubisky third downs in there as well.
Yeah.
And hey, the Broncos did stop him from scoring a touchdown twice inside the 10-yard line. I mean, there was a little something going on.
Guys. The red zone. Do you guys know what the Bills' red zone scoring was today? 20%. 1 of 5.
Oh, those guys
They
suck.
were 1 of 5. The best red zone scoring defense or offense in pro football was 1 of 5.
Yeah, they kept going over.
They
the
had
field.
the
That was
ball for
problem.
9 minutes of a 60-minute game. All right, like that's why the stats seem weird. It's just the time of and eventually, the points are going to come. But to answer D-Mac's question, and I kind of hate the groupthink because I don't like groupthink, but Sean Payton, I think reasonable minds could say this was a successful season.
Yeah.
I don't think Sean Payton will feel that way. And there will be a fall guy. And Vance Joseph will be the fall guy. You've seen it, and it's going to be a mistake, in my opinion. I think Vance Joseph's done a lot of really good things. And there's going to be a fall guy. You saw the tension on the sideline today. It just feels like for the last 5 or 6 weeks, you could feel Sean's just frustration with them, whether it be influence on the game plans or just little things on the sideline. And in any given year, unless everybody in that building views it as a successful year, there's almost always a fall guy.
Kind of to your point, Tyler, 0-6 this year against Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert. That's an easy thing for Peyton to circle and say my defense wasn't good enough against the best of the best.
Okay, so what's the improvement going to be? Or is this year, if you're VJ and you're Sean Payton, and we heard him refer to this many times, playing and competing with the cap hit they had to take because of Russell Wilson, like kind of what I heard from the Broncos is who could have ever done what we already did under these set of circumstances, Raj?
I don't think many teams could have. You haven't seen many teams be able to pull that off. And unfortunately, do I think that he should lose his job because of it? No, I don't think he's going to get fired. I think there's going to be and Coach and I talked on the phone about this with about 30 seconds to go in the game. I think there will be a mutual parting of the ways between Vance Joseph and the Denver Broncos, and he will either become the DC for the Indianapolis Colts or the San Francisco 49ers or something like that. And I think I think Nate hit it right on the head. Like, Dennis Allen is a perfect guy. If the Jets don't offer Rex Ryan the head coaching job, does he knock on Rex Ryan's door? Maybe. I don't anticipate them utilizing a draft pick in the first 2 rounds in the defense. Do you guys?
They should.
I'd be surprised if they did.
I'll be surprised if it's the first round pick. The second round pick wouldn't surprise me. No.
Actually, if there's a big, beefy defensive tackle, because remember,
That's the one.
DJ Jones is a free agent. That, to me, is the position that they could go looking at. But I agree, would probably be in the second round.
Yeah, it'd probably be most likely second or third round would be an interior defensive lineman because, it was exposed a little bit today.
Yeah.
I mean, this was probably one of the first real tests of a physical football team that you played against this year that was committed to being physical. Whereas the Chargers were physical, but I feel like they weren't like completely committed at the time of year you played them to being physical. Or potentially a safety. I still think that the safety position for the Broncos, whether it be PJ Locke, Brandon Jones, was it a bad position for the Broncos this year? No way, not even close. But do they have the body type of a rangy, lanky safety? They don't currently. Both guys are kind of squatty bodies. They're smaller players.
You know, it was a shame today. The squatty bodies. You know,
They
it was
are,
a
man.
shame-
They are.
he's
I saw the
taking-
training camp. I'm like,
he's taking
those are
names
my
today.
safeties. Yeah.
Let me go ahead, Raj.
You know, it was disappointing to see today. And I know like one play wasn't going to change the game for Denver, but watching Darius Slayton pick that ball off today, I went, we're talking about Pat Surtain being the defensive player of the year, and there wasn't anything close to that. So for me to see it the very next, I'm not putting this on Pat Surtain whatsoever, but it was so easy for me that within 25 minutes the Broncos getting boat raced. I watched another elite corner make an elite play in a big time moment. And I didn't see anything from Pat Surtain today. And that
Here is Pat Surtain about the Bills tilting the field.
Yeah, they had a good execution, a good plan with running the ball, and we understood that coming into the game. They did a great job of, honing in all to get on the run game from the front to James. He's a good running back, obviously, so a lot of credit goes to him.
At what point do we just acknowledge it's easy to stay away from great cornerbacks? It's not that difficult. And then Mac Hollins steps over our own Patrick Surtain. That's like the happiest penalty he'll ever take. He walked in dressed up like Fred Flintstone with a water buffalo hat and no shoes on, and then he steps over Pat Surtain. I was like, wow, this is not a great moment. Meanwhile, Surtain talking about how far they are from, well,
not that far off. Like I said, in order to establish that greatness, we got to do it consistently. And I think we got the right tools to do that when consistently at a high level. So, I mean, this season everybody had us not that high, not even having us making the playoffs. So to reach this point, it means something, but obviously we know we're a much better team than what we put out there. So, we just got to learn from it, build on it, and get back better next year.
I don't want us to ever lose sight, DMac, of how good Pat Surtain is, because if you talk to contemporaries of ours in across the league, he is incredible. And the thing about a corner, like you said, is it's easy to get put a plan together to diminish the impact of a corner in a game. But that also doesn't diminish their value for a football team. And especially when you look at potentially if you win a Super Bowl, a 20 game season where you got Pat Surtain's special. He is special. Was today a great game for Pat Surtain? No. But is that going to happen with the position of corner from time to time? Absolutely, it's going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you why he didn't have a chance to be special. It's because they couldn't stop the run. Yeah. And anybody who's watched the Bills understand they run first and see what's up. And they'll do that all day. They're happy to do that. The only time you're going to test Pat Surtain is if you can stop the run and challenge them in man-to-man. And the Broncos, Nate, they never really got to that point. So, I mean, and then later in the game, it just got ridiculous. But, hey, man, what you needed to do was be able to maintain a rush defense. And Jonathan Cooper lost the edge a couple times to Josh Allen around the corner. And it's like, hey, you can't do that, bro. Like, that's the one thing you can't do, Nate.
And there wasn't real consistent pressure on Allen. They happened a couple of times. Like the Broncos were able to give him a few problems. Zach Allen got to him once. The miss down in the red zone in the first quarter, that was due to pressure, and Allen got sped up a little bit on that play, threw it behind his tight end, and wasn't able to make that play. But just consistently, like everything that Buffalo wanted to do in that game, they did it. They were able to run the ball effectively. Allen was able to buy time when he needed to. He was able to make the second play when he needed to, which is always tough on corners. And then he was able to kill him with the tight ends. I think Knox and Kincaid, 5 receptions for 85 yards combined.
Yes.
By the way, Bronco tight ends, 2 catches, 4 yards today.
Right.
That was total what you got out of the tight end position right there. We knew that Buffalo had a whole bunch of dudes that could catch passes, and basically everything worked. I can't sit here and tell you one thing that the Broncos took away from the Buffalo offense today.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think
they burned the Buffalo punt return game one time.
Yeah.
And maybe Raj will vouch for me. Riley Dixon throws a great pass. We saw that. The funniest thing about his 2 turns with the Broncos to me, Raj, I don't know if you agree, is that he hadn't really thrown passes based on what he did at Syracuse.
No, and it's so funny. My favorite highlight, it's like one of my favorite college highlights ever. He hurdles an LSU defender on a fake punt in Syracuse.
I remember that.
He gets a first down and he fist pumps hard, doesn't realize that the same guy is right next to him, socks the kid in the face. Right?
Hell yes.
It's the coolest, coldest moment a punter has ever had in their career.
He had a great game today. He had a tackle today, too.
He had a tackle. He put the ball at the 1-inch line.
Yeah.
He threw a tight pass.
Great
to Mims. Great pass. That wasn't like an easy thing.
Raj, I would argue that's actually probably one of the greatest highlights of any Syracuse nerd, in their lifetime, right? I mean,
wow, we're just going to discount Jim Brown, huh?
No, I said a nerd. I mean, a punter is different than Jim Brown.
Oh, okay.
World everything.
All right. So, okay, you're gonna catch me if we're talking about great specialists from Syracuse that excelled in the NFL.
I mean, great specialists from Syracuse are essentially that includes sports talk radio hosts from Syracuse. Like they're the same people.
Hey, who was the hateable Duke point guard that held footballs for
Grayson Allen
kicks for a year at Syracuse? He was like a 5th-year transfer guy that played quarterback for a year.
It's so funny though. Coach Sanford is ripping on Syracuse broadcasters as we watch Mike Tirico call his 1 millionth Sunday night football game. So nice job there, dude. Keep going. Never give up there, Coacher. We'll get you there someday. Some guys did take the loss personal. Some guys got upset. So let's hear from a couple of boo-hoos. We'll start with DJ Jones, Scotty Gaines from 9 News.
All this season successful.
Not going out like that. I mean, in the aspect of like everybody being healthy, and yes, but as far as going out like that, not really.
Answer.
I like that answer.
You should be pissed.
Yeah.
You got your ass handed to you today. You should be upset about that performance. Again, like this team got to this place on the strength of their defense, and their defense got freaking work today. So it'd be hard to feel like you had a great season in that moment. Now maybe give DJ Jones a week, get him a couple of drinks and maybe a little bit of time on the beach, and he'll chill and he'll recognize, oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't have been here. But no, he shouldn't feel like that today. I'm glad to hear him say that right there. That was good.
I got another one for you, Nick Benito.
Just knowing where we started at, as a group, and just how far we came. Just really proud of the team.
What specifically are you most proud about? I mean, it was a long season with lots of ups and downs. Here you are making it to the playoffs too.
Just knowing the work we put in, just knowing how many people didn't count us in this year, and just proving everybody wrong. That's what kind of makes me happy about it all. From top to bottom, everybody just knowing the work that they put in.
Tears, man. Dude,
yeah,
tears.
that was
Those
real.
are red eyes.
That was good.
Yeah, that was real.
He'll when he gets a text from his agent reminding him how much he's going to make this offseason, like his mood will improve, obviously.
There's 30 sheets a year.
Yeah.
What if he had just gotten that text like right before Scotty Gaines talked to him and he was just thinking about it?
Those were tears of joy.
Tears of yachts was what he was crying right there.
All right. Let's go through free agents. Do they stay or do they go? You ready for this fun one?
I see. Yeah, I saw this list, DMac.
Javonte Williams. Just blurt it out.
Yeah.
Bye. Consensus?
Yep.
Okay. Cody Barton.
He's back.
Okay. Nate?
Sure.
He'll be
Okay.
he'll be cheap enough. I'll go with the group think.
Wait, hold on. Is Singleton back? Yeah, Singleton is back. Justin Strnad, who lived, it was like fantasy camp all year for Justin Strnad.
No.
You know what's funny? If you've got a career as a special teamer, do you really want to start? Do you really?
No.
Do you really?
You know what happens, DMac? DMac, when you're a specialist, kind of special teams demon, You get exposed, man.
Yeah.
You get exposed.
Yeah,
And you
Tremont
get-
Smith is over there just saying, everybody stay healthy. This is good.
Yeah.
I love this. This is fun. Extend my career, bro. I want this.
Little
not-
Jordan Humphrey.
Please be gone.
Oh, Sean's
Please be
bringing
gone.
him back. Hell yeah.
Please be gone.
I'll give you why they would bring him back. It's because he's the best blocking wide receiver.
Yep.
Come on, dude.
Sean
He's not
loves
that
him.
great. Guys, I've watched him. He chips the defensive end from bunch sets. That's like, I could do that right now. Get in the way of a defensive end and then go to the flat. He's not that phenomenal at what he does. You have to just get in the way for 1,000 and chip to the flat. Like the guy has very little value to this football team.
The only time I wrote his name down today was that he whiffed on a bubble screen to Mims that was a loss of 3.
Great note. DJ Jones.
He's gone.
He's too expensive.
Okay.
Good player.
Good player.
It's just about the player, but you got to pay Benito. So
all right,
yeah,
so that's where a draft pick does work out.
Yeah.
And,
sure.
and those big fatties in the middle, they tend to be able to play right away too in the NFL.
Is Malcolm Roach is on the roster coming back next year?
He is. He is not on this
2-year
list.
deal, right? Yeah.
Yes. And Jonathan Franklin Myers is back too.
Jonathan
$10 million deal next year.
Yep.
DJ's expendable.
Yeah.
Okay. Riley Dixon.
Yeah, bring him.
Why not?
Okay.
You got some paid today.
Guys, I think he had the second most important offensive play of the day for the Denver Broncos offensive unit.
Matt Pert. Reserve offensive lineman.
One
Hey,
back from injury.
You know what Matt Pert will be the most famous for this year? He wasn't where he should have been on a field goal block. That's where he's going to go down in Broncos history, that he replaced Alex Forsythe on the swinging gate sort of motion when we realized Alex Forsythe was the worst person ever to play that particular position. That is a moment of Broncos history, the way Alex Forsythe was exposed on field goal block.
Who was the swing tackle that got hurt in
Quinn
training
Bailey.
camp?
Quinn Bailey, who is also a free agent.
I would
What about my
expect they
guy
would
Paul
bring him back.
Chesky? Is he going to be back?
Paulcho's I still think on a young contract.
He
Okay,
is.
good.
He's not on this list. I'll go through the other ones real quick.
Illini legend. Hell yeah.
And then there's two
Paulcho was
quarterbacks.
great this year, by the way.
Two quarterbacks left on this list, which gets a little interesting. Stidham and Zach Wilson. What do you do with those guys?
I think Stiddy let walk.
Yeah.
Stidham you let walk. Okay.
And then hopefully you get value out of Zach Wilson.
Like trade him?
Yeah, that'd be the ideal situation.
Why
I don't
not
know.
try and keep him? There's no reason not to.
You don't bring him back for, I don't know, 3-year, $12 million deal, something like that?
Why?
You got to have
Go and wait
backup.
for a backup.
You need backup quarterback. You need, I don't know. I mean, he gets along great with Izzy Smoke, Bo's wife. Like they pal around together. I mean, I don't know.
Would you rather draft Quinn Ewers in the 6th?
Please, God, no. Yeah, if Carson Beck or Quinn Ewers is ever a Denver Bronco, that'll be the last day that I ever show up to another training camp.
Well, isn't Beck already going somewhere else to
go to Miami with his Instagram influencer girlfriend, one of the Cavender twins? It's great. It's awesome.
Wait, really?
Dude, he dates a Cavender. He looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age, and he dates a Cavender.
Do you know that I have called like 8 Cavender games in my life? And you know the worst thing about calling games with those two girls? They look exactly the same and they play exactly the same. It's a nightmare for a play-by-play guy.
Okay. Well, you know the best thing is that Nate's been exposed on TikTok with the Cavenders, so
I'm anti-Cavender twin.
So am I, man. I'm anti that aspect of modern college athletics. Also, can I just throw this out there?
Sure.
So that Carson Beck just got $4 million to sign NIL 1-year contract with the University of Miami.
How about that?
$1.5 million more than Cam Ward did.
How about that?
And he stinks.
Good for him. But I mean, that's the last money he's going to make. So
he's terrible.
There's that. Okay. The Broncos season was what, Nate?
It was a success. This was a great year of Bronco football. It sounds so weird to say today, but that team had no business winning 10 games. They had no business being in the postseason. This season is an unmitigated, I feel like that's the word you put before disaster, but I would call it an unmitigated success.
I like this.
Yes, that's how I view this Broncos season.
It was an unmitigated success.
Yes, it was a build. They got playoff experience. Bo Nix got better every month. You got young guys who proved their way onto the field and onto this team. This was a great season of Bronco football.
Nate or Raj?
It was Damien just kind of took it right out of my mouth. It was a nice surprise. It was intriguing this year. And it defied my expectations. I thought they were a 5-win football team, guys. I thought they were going to be picking in the top 7. I guaranteed that. Like, there was no way they were going to do this with the 6th quarterback taken. They found a guy, and you needed to have that guy on a rookie contract with the dead money. This was a nice surprise, and I am incredibly intrigued for next year.
Coacher?
Complex
season. Talk to us.
Yeah. So I think there's so many different aspects of it. I think surprise is a great word for it. I think pleasant, pleasant as an adjective to whatever you want to say. Surprise, pleasant surprise, pleasantly successful. But complex, because I don't know that this is a completely linear growth going into 2025. I don't know that it is. I think a lot of people assume when you have a rookie quarterback where it goes well and you make to the first round of the playoffs, that you immediately just get markedly better in year 2 of that growth. I think there's going to be some steps backwards on the defensive side of the ball.
Really?
I just feel that. Yeah, I do. And I think it's going to be there's going to be a change of leadership.
You're really paranoid, not paranoid, but you really believe like VJ's gone and he's gone for the wrong reasons. I can tell. I can tell exactly what you think.
DMac, I've lived in these circles of the power struggles of a football coaching staff. And I've seen the world of the Game of Thrones really play out in terms of a football staff. And there's a lot of different aspects that go into who gets credit. A lot of times when the person that's in charge of it all doesn't like when somebody gets credit. And then they ultimately have there's envy and there's jealousy and and then they start changing and controlling the narrative. I don't believe that the defensive staff will be intact for the 2025 campaign. And I think there will be some different defensive pieces in place. And I do believe that the defense and the schedule, the luck of the draw with the schedule of the 2024 season greatly impacted the fact that the Broncos were in the playoffs this year. And I don't think you just rewind and reinsert and you're better by a game or two in 2025.
Couple of thoughts on that, Coach. And I think you're right about that. And I think the coaching staff thing is going to happen. I also think predicting defensive success year over year is really tough. They're not going to have 63 sacks again next year. You had an historically good pass rush this season, 1. And then 2 is that you were remarkably healthy on that side of the ball this season. Like, Singleton was really the only dude you lost. The defense that they ran out there today, that's everything you could ask for. Really, the last time the Broncos had this kind of injury luck on the defensive side of the ball was 2015. So just on those factors alone, there's almost no way they don't take a step back on defense next year.
Andy Lindahl joining us. Andy,
hey!
Good to see you, buddy.
God, I was trying to miss that guy. What the hell? Get off, Nate.
What are some of your thoughts, Andy?
Oh, I don't know. You're
By the way, Andy, you are on the world's worst microphone right now. And I don't mean to be nitpicky on this, but is there something
we can wait.
You might have to change your audio settings to your AirPods.
Do you really need?
Live from the bathroom, Andy Lindahl, everybody.
I try not to be too picky, but I mean, a soup can would sound better.
It says it here. Let's try this thing.
Yeah, get a real microphone.
That's going to make me set it up and plug things in. So that's
yes, a little effort, Andy.
You know what?
I mean, a little effort.
Here, I'll come back. I'm on the wrong browser.
All right. My God.
Coach, you also
hey, can you imagine the Cracker, that's your partner in crime right
guy.
there.
That's my dude.
Do you know
Welcome
what
to my
the
world.
words?
Can I just point out?
Do you know the curse
40
words that he's saying right now? These DMac, these guys, Cracker and Sanford, they're perfect little mics. These guys,
But we know Andy does have that stuff. No. We know Andy has
He owns all the equipment.
He owns all the equipment. We know that. We're 40 minutes into a show, and his complaint was, I got to plug something in. I mean, I get it. We're looking at Tyler with his iPhone turned the wrong way for like 10 minutes, and
hold on. How have we done 40 minutes on this and we haven't talked about it? Was it a catch?
Oh, sure.
Was it a catch?
Yeah, I don't think it was a catch. Cracker, I do not think it's a catch. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, whatever is ruled on the field, there's such a just an overwhelming consensus that unless there's something egregious on the replay, it's going to be ruled whatever it was on the field. And I hate that.
Let me give you a little Sean Payton on it.
I saw what you saw. I mean, it went to New York, and so I mean, I saw the same feed on the big screen, so it's hard to tell.
They ruled it a catch. I don't know, man. Nate, do you think it was definitive? Or you like, oh, that's definitely not a catch?
It wasn't definitive. Like that's because this is where the confusion always comes in. And I'll cite precedent on it. The Mims touchdown against Cincinnati, they were very similar in that in both of those catches, the guy did not have what you would deem complete control of the football before touching out of bounds. So if Mims was allowed to regather the ball as he's sliding out against Cincinnati, then I guess Ty Johnson could still be, I mean, he definitely caught it, but still securing it as his foot is touching out of bounds. If that's allowed as a part of the process, then I guess it's a catch. But what is the sliding scale that we're doing right here?
I'm trying to bring Andy Lindahl back into the mix. Andy, how are we doing?
I got you your microphone. Is that better? There you go.
Yes!
Andy, you are such a pro. The pro of all pros, baby.
Yes, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't hear that last part. I don't know how that was a catch, that touchdown. That dude's
Okay.
leg was on the ground.
Well,
I mean, come on, man. I said to a couple of my buddies I was watching with today, if we're just going to say the minute you touch the ball, you've got possession, then we don't need to go through all these replay rules. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
But then make that the standard, because he reclutched all the crap we've been taught, the thing that cost Megatron his touchdown, all that stuff. You know what I mean? It just is, that's, never mind. That's a touchdown. Yeah. Whatever. Does that change the game, though? I don't think so. Look, you asked me about the game. Bottom line, the offense has got to be better. All of the offense. Bo missed some throws. Cortland missed a couple catches. I don't know why two teammates from college aren't always on the same page after starting out great. The offensive line got pushed around. I have no idea what your plan for the run game was. I still don't know why Estime was inactive. I know you guys have covered that. But Sean's got to coach better, man.
Really worked.
Sean's got to coach better. This took me back to the Shanahan days when he was struggling to get him to the playoffs, where on script you had great success and then nothing after, and then you're going to go get in VJ's face. And I heard you guys have listened to most of the podcast. I know you've covered the defense. You got to get off the field, but the reality is the defense was bend but don't break, and they weren't breaking. And at halftime, it should have been 10-10. It wasn't. You had chances to get going. Sean's got to call a better game. And I just feel like when you go Chargers, Bengals, and now this one, Sean has not called great games, man. I still don't know what he was doing in the halftime of the Bengal game, taking timeouts and all that when you just need the clock to run out. So I think Sean can yell at anybody that he wants to. But you better look in the mirror, dude. You better look in the mirror. So, but look, at the beginning of the day, we all said it. You can't get mad how this game goes, so I'm going to try not to get mad how this game goes.
You know what? I want Andy, I want to bring up something that Raj just said to me that
I love a 3-minute rant followed by, but I'm going to try not to be
I'm
mad.
trying. Hey, you do the show with me. Spit wasn't flying. The hands weren't going everywhere. For me, that was calm.
Andy,
ahead, Mike.
Andy and Cracker, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Raj, particularly like around the time of post-mortem with the Chargers version 2 loss, Bengals loss. Raj said that the one thing that he needs to see from Bo Nix is for Bo Nix to overcome his head coach and the decision-making and play calling. And Raj, real quickly, could you please explain that? Just big picture wise.
Well, we've seen him check off every box that we've wanted. He's bounced back from bad games. He's stopped throwing interceptions. He's won games with his feet. He's won games with short throws, with long throws. And the one thing that I haven't seen was him win a game in spite of Sean Payton.
There it is.
And that's what I've been waiting for. And I asked it after that Chargers game, and I was like, I just, when I know he's going to be the guy that can compete against the quarterbacks that went 6-0 against his team this year, when I know he's going to be one of those guys, is when Sean Payton can actively, again, it's not like he's trying to lose the game, but actively try to lose a football game. And that guy pulls him out from the depths.
Well, it sounds insane. Cracker, I'm watching your body language and your face, and you're looking quizzically. And so here, the reality of Bo Nix as the Denver Broncos quarterback is that is part of his nature, like in his nurture, is that he's got to take on the imperfection of a guru of offensive football that he has an ego, and he is going to make some holistic mistakes. And so to be elite at quarterback position for Sean Payton and this genre of Sean Payton, I agree with Raj that like Bo's got to actually do some stuff to be like, you know what? I won the game in spite of what some of the crazy crap that dude did.
No, I don't. It's not a bad thought. Like I don't disagree with the notion at all. It's a couple of things though. Is number one, that's really hard for any rookie quarterback to do.
No
like
question.
that's a tall ask for a rookie. And then secondly, what you were just talking about there, Sandman, was the nurturing of Sean Payton. Like everything about where Bo is because Sean has cradled him, right up against the nipple, right there. And that's gotten Bo to this place. Now, that the thing that you're talking about, Raj, that to me, that's a year two. Maybe that's even a beyond a year two kind of thing that you start talking about with Bo. He has a better command of the game script, of the feel of the line of scrimmage and everything else. But right now, Bo Nix, I don't believe is empowered to tell Sean Payton F you. And I say that, he wouldn't say that outright. It would be, I'm changing the play call. I'm not doing what you want me to do. He's not in Aaron Rodgers versus Mike McCarthy territory quite yet. But that it's you're right about that. Like we do need to see that out of Bo. I think we're asking for it way too early.
Well, let's hear from Bo about his rookie season.
Well, the simple answer is we didn't win a Super Bowl. So there's a lot to learn from, a lot to grow from. But the cliche good answer would be, we had a winning season. We made it to the playoff. We did something that we haven't done in a while. We competed hard against teams that are really good, and we just kind of proved to ourselves that we belong in some of these games. But the job's you play this game to reach the highest level, and so I don't want to be complacent, and I don't want to ever be just comfortable and satisfied and happy with just something that looks good on the outside. You play this game to win, and everybody's working for a Super Bowl, and we owe that to ourselves because of the time we put into it. And unfortunately, only one team can do that at the end of the year. So every 31 teams are going home disappointed. But it's a lot to grow from, a lot to build from. I'm excited where we are. Like I said, I'm excited to be here at this time because there's our trajectory is going up, and I'm excited for it. A lot of things we have out in front of us, a lot to look forward to, which I'm pumped about.
Like, I'll call it dismissive cliches. Like he tells you, I am about to give you a cliche that I know I am supposed to say, and it is kind of true, but I'm really a little pissed off, and I can't be completely honest with you. Here we go. Whereas, you get a TED Talk from Russ or affirmation with Stuart Smalley with him. I actually kind of like that, and I think Andy, I'll start with you on this. I think what he's telling you is I'm doing the best I can in the situation I'm in, but there's no way this is good enough. I kind of like that attitude from the youngster.
Well, look, I've been told by people I trust, Bo has a better outlook on what all this has been than anybody around him. You know, whether it's Sean hyping him for rookie of the year or even Bo knows what he is. Bo's a smart guy. He's played a lot of football. So, yeah, it's not good enough. Look, everything that we said for a rookie. Next year, 4 rookies gone.
No doubt about it.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this, though. Because you and I have had a lot of fun with this. There is an offense you can play with him that I didn't think existed. So he's proven me 1,000% wrong there. Now, it's a short base passing game. I've said it to Mike on conversations before. It'll look like at an elite level. At an elite level, it looked like the Niners of the 80s and 90s. It had that perfected short passing game, a running back that gives you headaches, and a guy that can, because what I say on the pregame with you guys, just give me a couple shot plays. Well, Bo got his first shot play of the half right away. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if they didn't give it to him. I don't know if he didn't get time. I don't know if a receiver, I don't know if everyone got cold. I don't know what happened, but we didn't see another one. I like Bo Nix, the person, a lot. I want to see more growth out of him. I want to see more growth out of Peyton. This is not a one-man deal, dude. Do you realize they led the league in 3 and outs? They led the league in 3 and outs as an offense. That's one of those stats that got dropped during the Browns game that caught me off guard a week ago because they were tied with the Browns, and that was why they still had to go. You can't lead the league in 3 and outs. That's not one guy's problem. That's play calling, that's execution, that's route running, that's quarterback decision making, that's blocking it up. Game. You got to get better. But I think Bo, I believe guys genuinely like him.
Agreed.
And look, he's a way better quarterback than I thought they were getting when they drafted him at 12. A way better quarterback. So you got something to work with. You got a guy to at least build. I'm not going to go to your 10-year plan, DMac, but you know what? You can do a 3-4 year plan with this guy. See how it works out. To me, the NFL does 3 or 4 year plan. Peyton Manning was a 3 or 4 year plan for the Broncos. Ended up being 4. So you build it, you see how it goes, and then you take it from there. And then if he's a second contract guy, you really got something. So, look, they're better off than when they started beginning of the year.
For example, I think it is a 10-year thing in terms of you're going to be in the conversation. Now, Justin Herbert also may be a 10-year thing, and you're not even going to be close to the mountaintop. I mean, there's that level of NFL quarterback too, Coach, where you are good enough. You are a playoff quarterback, but you just don't got that, the magic fairy does to get beyond that. There's that possibility as well.
No, I agree with that. I mean, you look at Bo's day today, guys, like we can't gloss over the fact that we were all in a euphoric state 2 minutes and 24 seconds into this contest today. No right. Doubt. And Bo Nix at that point, at 2 minutes and 24 seconds into his playoff career as a starting quarterback in the National Football League, was 2 for 2 for 64 yards and a touchdown. The remaining 62 yards, excuse me. The remaining, he had 82 yards on 11 of 20 passing. The remaining 57 minutes of play. Roughly.
They didn't score for the last 57 minutes.
Yeah, and frankly, he didn't do. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, there was a doink. He led him to a doink. I mean,
that was a good doink leading. It was a solid doink. Like
here's what else
leading to doinks. It was solid.
But here's what's funny about this, too, is like, okay, we're sitting here lamenting, could Bo be the guy? We're bringing up Justin Herbert. We're Chargers fans are going, is this the guy? Next week, either Bills or Ravens fans will be doing a show like this, yelling, is our MVP the guy? Because they can't get it done in the postseason. Like, there's only one Mahomes. Everybody else is just going, I wish I had that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you guys realize the Super Bowl may be next week, right? With the Bills and the Ravens. The two best teams may be playing next week, Raj. That might be happening.
Can I give you guys 2 things real quick?
Yeah.
So last season, after the wild card round of AFC games being played, the AFC teams in last year's divisional round were the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, and the Texans. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this year's Final Four.
Same exact damn thing. Okay, one more thing of note. The top 7 highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League. This is where This is what they're doing right now. Dak Prescott missed the playoffs, injured.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow missed the playoffs. Jordan Love lost in the first round. Trevor Lawrence missed the playoffs. 5, Tua Tagovailoa missed the playoffs. Jared Goff plays next week. Justin Herbert lost first round. Top 7 highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League.
That's a good one right there. But where are you if you don't have one of those guys?
Nowhere.
I mean, okay, how the Raiders doing without one of them? How are the Panthers doing without one of them? And we'll see what happens with Bryce Young. I mean, how you doing without how the Seahawks truly doing without one of them? Like, what's going on?
Lost
those guys.
There's like, what are the Seahawks?
How the Steelers? How are the Steelers? By the way, I've got a moment of zen before we wrap this bad boy up. Let's go to Pittsburgh for our moment of zen with George Pickens.
You've been with this offense now for 3 years. Have you seen signs of growth, and how much more does this team still need to grow offensively?
Yeah, I've seen signs of growth for sure. From past, the first year I've been here, just way more growth for sure.
George, does that make you optimistic going forward?
Nah.
You hadn't seen that, Raj?
No, I hadn't.
Because everybody knows they're all going to be gone.
Dude, when he queued it up, I thought I was going to have to listen to Russell Wilson. That was unbelievable.
Nah.
He's like,
nah.
Yeah.
Nah. All right, one more thing here because we're almost done with the radio portion of this. What was going on? And this is a little more visual, but we can describe it. I'll play it video and then we can talk about it. The referee going over to Josh Allen on the sideline apologizing.
Even better than Vinovich talking.
Trying to explain why there was no call on the back of the end zone.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, so Josh Allen said in his presser, this is Josh Allen, so whatever. He said Vinovich was actually saying, stop yelling about the calls. That he was getting scolded. It looked like he was apologizing for missing the holding that PS2 had on the guy in the back. But according to Allen, he was telling him, quit yelling at me about calls, dude.
What is he, his dad? Are they going out to Dairy Queen later?
Yeah.
Added him on the side of the head.
What?
Guys, I've been on a lot of sidelines in my lifetime. I'm 42 years old, and I was on sidelines predating my time as a player with my dad as a coach, as a ball boy. I've never in my entire life been a part or witnessed a head referee physically come over to the bench and speak to a player.
It's absurd.
Never. It's ridiculous. I don't give a crud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got myself.
You got like 2 minutes before you
2 minutes.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't care what the explanation is. The optics of it, completely unacceptable in any level of football, period.
Yeah, unless you're like in 6th grade and they don't understand the rules, and maybe that's okay.
But you can have those conversations on the field. My point being,
chemistry teacher coming over to pat him on the back.
All right,
that's ridiculous.
We do only have 2 minutes here on the radio. We may continue. We may have to because are you guys eyeballing Washington, Tampa Bay right now? Does everybody have their eyes on it?
Oh yeah,
pretty awesome.
I mean, it's $1:30, 2020 with.
Oh no, it's a minute now.
Oh, okay. You got Andy's like living a.
Yeah, I got a TV. I got a TV and a cable package. I know I'm the last guy here.
You're it.
But I've got direct TV. I'm the last one.
You're like in the future. Andy Lindahl, man of the future.
You have a satellite?
Yeah, I actually have the dish.
Oh, wow, you have a satellite dish? I've heard about those things,
Bro,
man.
I'm grandfathered in. Don't you worry, but nothing about it. I got a package you can't even find, son. I've had it for 25 years.
Easy, son. What's up, son?
Yeah. All right, Nate, you guys, the headline on your show tomorrow will be?
I don't know. What's it going to be, Andy? What do you got for tomorrow?
Listen, you drive the car. You tell me. Nuggets come back and win despite 19-2 deficits.
Damn right.
What's this football you speak of?
Oh, Jokic all the time.
That won't be it.
A mammoth lacrosse reaction.
You know what it is? It's the good dessert. Yes, we're going to talk about an epic. The Mammoth came back from 10-2. We're going to talk about it was like a good piece of dessert, good piece of cheesecake where that last bite gave you the norovirus.
Raj, the headline on your show starting at 10 a.m.
I'm going to take it real quick.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
January 13th, 2025, the day that Kroenke Sports and Entertainment takes back over, and we get Nuggets and Avs and Rapids offseason news and Mammoth. We're
We're back. It is time for 2 championship runs. Football, I don't even like that game. I didn't like the game at any point in my lifetime.
No wonder you quit.
I'm done. I hate football. My Packers are out. My Broncos are out. The college football playoffs, like Notre Dame, Ohio State, really? Let's talk a lot of hockey, Raj. I'm excited.
You really just went full Dumb and Dumber. We got no food. We got no job. Our pets' heads are falling off.
My headline's that Mike Sanford's not on the show tomorrow.
Okay, I will say it's a countdown to Tyler Warren as we start thinking about the pieces that you need. And
yeah, he'll be gone. He'll be gone.
Oh, you keep saying that, bro. But I mean, look at some of the mockety mocks. You know, he's sticking around. And the tight end, Scott Hastings, is signing on as we're ending the show.
That's
Scott,
brilliant.
Scott,
Word.
I tell you this, we're done. This is a great tease, though. This is a great tease. We're done on the radio. I got to sign off from the radio, but we continue where we can curse and say other things. So, Scott, we literally only have 5 seconds left on the radio. What do you want to say as the last word? Your first word and last word on the game. You have 5 seconds.
I'm just hanging on, being a hobo. Just hanging on.
And with that, we thank you for listening. If you want to hear more of this conversation, including the end of the Tampa Bay Washington game, go on all the digitals that you're comfortable with, and we'll see you then. We'll say goodbye on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. And we give Dan Tanner a second, and now we can curse. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to say a curse word. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Balls.
Yeah,
Balls.
Yeah.
Poopy bottom, Ron.
Smegma.
Poopy.
Vast deference.
By the way, Washington's in field goal range.
I said shit. Clitoris is fine. You can say clitoris.
That's just a body
It's a
part.
medical term. It's not a big deal. It looks like the
It also doesn't exist.
Wow.
Lucky wife.
Well,
jeez.
Sorry to hear that,
Man.
Mrs. Kreckman. Never been so sad for Abby Kreckman as I was right there.
We've talked about Nate's sex life so much today. We did that at 9 o'clock this morning.
Nate's a Puritan. It's only for having kids.
Okay. They put
I
in
wear the
Marcus
magic
Mariota.
underwear.
They put in Marcus Mariota to take a knee. What are they doing there? What is going on? That's kind of weird. But it looks like Washington is going to try to figure out a way to just Tampa's got one more timeout. Then there's 50 seconds left. We'll get to it. Scotty, thank you for joining us. We did bring up some Nuggets talk. Your Nuggets did not go forgotten. We brought up a great comeback from today.
Well, there you go.
All right.
You know, it's funny. I was telling Andy this story earlier. I talked to this guy. He's on ESPN. I can't remember his name. You see him all the time whenever there's an NBA around the circuit or whatever. And I said, boy, Russ looks pretty good with him. Are you surprised how well he plays? Man, he's been doing this all year. But then he goes, but of course, it's also good to have the best player in the world on your team.
Right.
Okay.
That helps.
That doesn't hurt at all. That was a fun game. Fun game.
Well, we'll talk, obviously tons more about the Nuggets as time goes on. Scott, were you able to consume any of the game? Any?
I came home, got a little something to eat, sat there to my left on my bed and on my little phone, watched the entire game.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. And?
I thought Sean Payton had a crappy game plan. I did not. I think he was thoroughly outcoached. Before you say any criticism, I'll say this: Buffalo's a better team. If there's anything, boom, just that. I thought Denver, for the most part, looked small on the defensive line. I thought they looked like a young team that necessarily wasn't ready to play the big boys.
We're about to, I think, see a rookie quarterback lead his team to a upset victory here, fellas.
Well, I was saying this when everybody in the house was calling it 10-10. I go, he's got to make the kick. He's got to make the kick. Not as far, but he's going to be kicking from the 15, it looks like. So,
yeah, I think they get this done here, too. All right. Well, listen, I don't mean to belabor the point. We've been on for more than an hour. Is there anything anybody wants to get off their chest here? Or, you could watch this one bad boy. Scott, I don't mean to hang you on too long, but you signed on a little bit later, so I don't know if there's anything else you want to.
I thought you were going 9 to 11.
9 to 11.
Yeah, in the morning.
Or 8, well, 9 to 11 my time.
9 to 11 a.m.
I'm in Central Time. So I thought
I think the contingency was probably predicated on them winning to go longer on the digital.
Where'd Raj go, man?
Raj is just out. He's beast out. Scotty, how good your hotel room?
Basketball, so Raj left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good's that hotel room? That's a fine lamp right behind you. How would you rate this hotel room?
That's my sliding glass door to take me out.
Hey, Scotty, where are you? Are you in Dallas?
I'm in Dallas. Yeah.
He's in Dallas for like 4 days.
Here we go, boys. I'll tell you live. If I'm the only one that's got the TV, here comes the kick.
You're the only one that has a TV. Well, Scott actually might have a TV.
I got a TV too.
I'm watching Horizon.
All right, that makes sense.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it hits the upright, and it's in. Oh,
no! Wow! No way!
Oh,
really?
Caught the inside.
Wow!
Ricocheted in.
37-yard field goal attempt, and it kisses the inside of the post.
And you know what? I figured we'd only get one real upset if you go by rec. Well, this isn't really an upset.
Gosh, it didn't just kiss it.
No.
It smacked it.
Yeah, he tried to go to overtime there.
Oh,
he tried to go to overtime.
Wow.
Wow. So officially the Denver Broncos are now, they have not played a team. They have not beaten a team that is still in. No, yeah, never mind. The Chiefs,
yeah, they killed them.
Well, yeah.
They beat the Chiefs.
You got to put quotation marks on a Chief win. Yeah.
Can I just point out that they have not been able to get the Bo Nix to Troy Franklin deep ball connection going all year, and they finally did today. And in the end, it didn't mean shit. Like it.
So weird, right?
Just pissed it away.
It felt. Hey, all right. Who had the thought when they scored that it was a sign of bad things to come? Right?
Kind of, in the fact that like Devon Vele wasn't a part of things like that.
Well, he tried to get it to him, he just couldn't. By the way, where do you fall on the Brandon Jones situation? I feel bad for him because he was not trying to. He turned sideways and tried not to blow the guy up. It's tackle football at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I don't know what more he can do.
And Allen fucked his guy over, man. Yeah. No, Allen just lofted that thing up like his dude was just going to get murdered no matter what. Brandon Jones can't win on that play. Absolutely not. I guess he kind of could have tried to.
You out of here, Scotty?
Yeah, I got a phone call. I've been in a room by myself all night, and now I'm getting a phone call.
Go get yourself
we'll let you go, bud. We'll talk. He's gone, man. He does not fuck around. That is that.
How about get on the phone?
You asked that. Hold on. Let me play Peyton about Brandon Jones. Okay.
On the Brandon Jones penalty, which kind of gave additional yards on that drive.
Look, I'll look back on it all and evaluate the game. We talked about you have to have poise in these moments. It's a short game, it's one game. And so, we weren't good enough in all three phases, and we didn't coach well enough. And I say that, we felt pretty confident coming into this game. Relative to what we thought we could do, and yet we weren't able to do it.
Was he suggesting Jones lacked poise on that play? He's just guys trying to make a play. What the hell are you supposed to do? It's an overthrown ball.
The only thing I heard, Krecker, was probably the final relative to that I'll be listening to on the sounder here.
He was this close to taking responsibility, and then he bailed.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of us need, anyway, let me tell you about the game plan we had that I felt good about.
Can I tell you about Sean Payton?
Andy and Cracker, can we just throw, are we a little bit excited to get we need a little bit of a break from relative to and look and listen. Do we not?
Distance is healthy.
Will he have a new one next year? DMac, you guys remember when John Fox had one every year? Like John Fox rolled skins on the wall out for a year. And then I think a PETA person got to him and skins on the wall disappeared. They were not on the wall ever again.
Don't forget about the situation with Sean Payton.
VJ
I don't know, DMac.
VJ stopped asking questions at the beginning of every answer too, which I've hated. I loved that. That crutch gave us so many good drops.
Well,
explain that to me. Explain to me. Oh yeah.
It was Josh Allen, JJ Watt. That was
So
that
like
was
immediately
always
when he would get a
VJ's
question, he would ask
go-to.
you to like confirm.
He literally answered a question one time about Paxton Lynch by saying his name 3 times. However, it wasn't all he did. The brilliance was in the punctuation where he said, Paxton? Paxton's Paxton.
Yeah.
That was an answer to a question. And
That
all
was
he
a
did
real
was say
thing
the
that
guy's
happened.
name 3 times. And really, it did convey a thought.
Hey, ask Dan Tanner to play it for you tomorrow, DMac. We've got it. Paxton?
So good.
Paxton.
What?
How about
Was
when?
that
How about when Grizz's uncle? What's his face there?
Rick Dennison. Rico.
Rick Dennison goes. What they have at Memphis, like 8 plays about Paxton Lynch.
Oh my
that actually came up. What they have, like 8 plays.
I think the answer came back. Yes.
Yeah, that's your guy. You're not talking about the other guy. That's your guy.
By the way, speaking of Rico, DMac, I'm sure you've heard this story before. Did you know Nalen went a whole year without talking to Rico when Rico was his position coach?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It was
nobody circles the wagons like the Bills. Nobody holds a grudge more than Tom Nalen. Zero doubt about that.
The story was that Rico said something to Nalen like in camp that pissed him off, and Nalen just said, like, I'm not going to talk to you the entire year. And the answer was that Ben Hamilton made a sock puppet. And then if there was ever anything that Rico had to say to Tommy, he would say it to the sock puppet, and then the sock puppet would say it to Nalen, and then Nalen would. That was the go-between was Ben Hamilton's sock puppet.
You got me kidding me.
I can't remember the
I
name
did not
of the
know
puppet.
that story.
Yeah,
The puppet had a name.
The puppet had a name.
Mr. Sock.
Too.
I'm sure a lot of thought did not go into this.
But
oh my gosh.
I'll text Nalen right now and see if
What was the name of the sock?
All right,
Do you-
hold on a second.
Do you remember the famous O-line coach from the Hard Knocks with the Browns?
Yeah, the big
what
fat
was
guy
his
with
belly
the
that hopped?
yeah.
Ask Tyler tomorrow. Tyler played for that guy. Tyler had to watch
Wow,
those
what's that
videos
guy's
they
name?
showed in Hard Knocks. He lived that life.
And Hamilton. All right, let's see if he responds.
All right, predictions tomorrow, boys. Who you got? Minnesota or LA?
In Arizona.
In Arizona, no less.
I'm gonna go LA.
I'll take Arizona. I'll take Minnesota. I think these LA. I feel bad for some of these LA athletes and the organizations. I just think it's all a little bit too much. I'll
I think
take.
I think this is gonna be a
Minnesota.
Katrina moment for the Rams organization.
I'm rooting for the Rams. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm rooting for everybody from Southern California right now. So I'm rooting for him.
I got Flores. I just think he's going to be a bastard. The Vikings are going to win that game.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting a head job though, is he?
No, he's not going to get a head job. And honestly, it sucks because, and we know what's going on, like all the politics of everything and the way that NFL owners, they will absolutely blackball a guy. They got no problem with that.
Well,
And
I mean,
dude's
I've heard
the
from
league.
guys that worked. I've heard from guys that worked for him at Miami, and it was an absolute disaster. I mean, you were talking about
they were dysfunctional as hell.
I mean,
Yeah.
and he was a train wreck of a human. And it's so funny because when you get put in that seat, it can turn an awesome dude. And I've coached with a couple guys that were awesome dudes, and then all of a sudden you put the head coaching chair on them, in their office,
yeah,
and they turn into Satan's spawn.
What did
And
it do
it's-
to you?
I
No,
think
in all seriousness, when you were
Yeah.
at Western Kentucky and you were in that spot and you were in your 30s, were there days where you were just like, this shit's killing me?
Yeah. It ate me up, man.
Yeah.
It ate me up. And I would say it ate me up different because I love it. I love relationships with everybody that I'm affiliated with in the organization. And you can't do it. You
Yeah.
can't effectively do it when you're in charge of 170 people as opposed to 15.
Yeah.
You
All
know,
right, boys.
Here's the schedule real quick.
Yeah.
Schedule for next weekend. Houston, KC, first game of the weekend, Saturday, 2:30. Washington, Detroit is the Saturday night game. The winner of tomorrow plays Philly at the 1 o'clock spot. And then we get a 4:30 game, Baltimore, Buffalo. So there you go.
The
Oh, that's
headliner.
the headliner, yeah.
Well, you realize we were the dog shit of all wild card game times.
Well,
Sunday at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
and also we talked a lot of mess about Russell Wilson, the Steelers we were also the dog shit game of the weekend as
You
well.
think we were the worst game so far?
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
God, I mean, the Steelers were heading that direction. Russ did rally.
DMac, we lost by 24 points.
Yeah, bro. I saw the score.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, I
how
mean,
many shows have you done today, DMac? Every time I turn on DMac's on some other podcast, DMac is live. I'm talking basketball. DMac teaches you the way of knitting and brewing beer Boston style. What is going on? Why don't you go say hi to your wife and say goodbye to your virtual family?
Oh, hey.
God, you have children.
My wife, FYI.
Hey, Andy Reid, maybe pay attention to a couple of your kids.
My wife went to the PWHL.
Did you just Borat?
My wife.
It's an Andy Reid pay attention to a couple of your kids.
My wife went to the women's hockey tour thing down there at Ball Arena this after. She didn't watch.
But is she doing a live stream podcast following it as well?
She's nurturing you with truth.
She's doing the it's okay. There's always next year. Hey, look, you played really hard.
She's doing the Just Keep Lying to Me podcast. That's
yeah.
Nurturing you.
I had a buddy today. That came over to watch the game, and he was like, "Everyone's wishing us happy anniversary when we're right on the edge. It's like saying happy birthday to Wake."
That's how he described it.
So
right
it's been oh yeah, he's like, everybody knows we're right there. How about you don't pass along the happy anniversary?
Oh my lord!
I was in the grocery store checkout aisle, by the way, and there was
fondling a grape.
I had already done that. I had the grapes. I was paying for the grapes. This was like a year ago, and it was the headline on People magazine was Betty White at 100. And she fucking died like a day before her 100th birthday. And they put her on the cover, man.
Yeah.
Like, SI's got nothing on the Betty White jinx. You don't print that.
Hey, Nate.
That's like hitting that upright that just went in. That damn kick damn near didn't go in.
The Troy Tulowitzki misspelled jersey say hello.
The Tulowitzki. Give it to him anyway.
Does
Bring
Coach
out
know,
the spell.
Coach gotta spell the name of the star player. Give him the shirt.
Coacher, do you know that story?
I don't.
Oh, it's one of the greatest ones of all time.
The Betty White I didn't know either. I didn't know the
Betty White. I didn't know the Nayland did not get back to me, by the way. We'll see if he does. The Tulowitzki story is great. They made up, I don't know, it was Troy Tulowitzki shirt day, right? So what they make up, Nate, 15,000?
Yeah.
Right. So
King Supers branded
right.
jersey giveaway.
Before, this is important, before they gave them away, they did realize the name was misspelled, and they gave them away anyway.
How many? It was a King Super.
Yep. It was a promo item, whatever. They did know. They said, I remember that. We knew, and we still gave them away because.
Two things. Okay, this is what I know about that story. Two things. Number one, our producer Mark Springer owns one of those, and it is
that is awesome. That is awesome.
So envious. I wish I owned that piece of merchandise. And number two, of what I was told, you can guess the last name of the individual that was responsible for ordering those and why it was greenlit to still give them away. Guess the last name.
Alvis.
John Furt, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come again? There's some brothers.
Starts with an M, ends with a T.
All right.
My computer's gonna die. God bless you all. See, this is the radio you all need, whether you know it or not.
Damn right.
God.
Make that guy head of scouting.
Okay, that's a good note to wrap it up on. All right, boys. Mike, what time you on 9 News tomorrow? You on at crack of 4 a.m.?
I'll be up at 3:50 a.m. tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be.
By the way, are any of us upset we didn't travel to Buffalo with
No.
The rest of the
Not a
bundles that
little.
were
I'm so glad I didn't go now.
No,
So glad I didn't go. It sucked.
no, come on, man.
Like, all that
was
for
freezing.
mediocre ass buffalo wings. I'd have been like, I would have looked at my wife and like, sweetie, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I spent $2,800 of our own hard-earned money to eat bad buffalo wings I could have had at B-Dubs.
I'm just picturing like Andrew Mason staring at Romy Bean, staring at Mick Miller, and like a layover in Cincinnati as they're trying to struggle out of Buffalo with some imminent snowstorm coming down the pipe.
5 a.m. The thing's bearing down on them.
Troy Rank is driving the bus to get everybody. Let's go. Come on. It's time
There's
to go.
the shirt, baby.
Yep. To Louis.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Now look up Wizinator and DJ.
DJ
who's our
Williams.
linebacker?
DJ Williams.
DJ
Oh
Williams.
yeah, the Wizinator.
Wasn't it
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
DJ was. There's no way DJ Williams was a captain. No way.
he
No.
was for a
Wasn't
minute.
it? No, I said, wasn't it cat piss? Wasn't it cat urine?
Oh, I don't know.
Was what
Specific
DJ
No, I thought he
brand
paid a guy.
I don't know if there was a
It was.
specific
No, you're
brand
right.
of fake
Thought
urine.
he sidled up to some old guy. I was like,
I
hey,
No,
can you
it
help
was,
me out?
it was
I thought-
Cat Piss Everdeen, no question. Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Everything.
That was good.
I'm going.
That was good.
Like,
Women
it's-
urine.
You, DMac, get off the damn internet.
No, I will not. I got
Now he's going till midnight. Now he's
going
not
live.
gonna
I'm
stop.
going live to Serbia.
I'm
We're
going
gonna
to
break
turn it
down.
back on.
We're
I
gonna
am
break down
playing
Yogi.
Pong for all of you that missed it.
And this is nurturing you with truth.
Yes.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm stopping the stream. We'll see you guys. Bye.